Okay.
Hi, welcome. Let me ask you a question. Which of you guys would like to write a journal or diary? Okay, have you ever thought to pen this journal or diary instead of writing it?
No.
Well, that's what the artists do. They like to express their thought into an artworks instead of writing it. One famous artist said, and I quote, I do not paint what I see, but what I saw. So the artist whom I'm going to talk about today is Edvard Munch. So today I'm going to invite you some of his personal life as an artist, and second, his art techniques. Third, two of his famous works I'm going to show you. Okay, so let's dig in a little bit in his history as an artist. First of all, he born in Norway in 1863 in a city called Kristiania, which is today known as Oslo. He began his journey as an artist in 18th. Initially, he influenced by a German art movement, which called Expressionism. Expressionism is what the artists depicting the meaning of their emotion experience rather than physical reality. In 1885, he traveled to Paris in France, and while he was there, he greatly influenced by Impressionism artists. Impressionism artist is what the artist depicting the natural appearance of object to simulate actual reflected light, as you can see in this picture. His first public exhibition was in 1889. Well, it's a shared studio with the other artists. Now, let's see. Edvard Munch's life as an artist can be divided in two main periods. The first period took place in the late 1880s. In this period called dark period for Edvard, because most of the themes in his works depicted life and death, love and jealousy, and finally the fear and loneliness. These emotions were depicted by dark colors and gloomy tone. As you can see in this painting called The Anxiety, it was made in 1894. The second period is took place in the early 19th. This period, we say the themes were dramatically altered. They became more optimistic, and he utilized bright colors. Also, as you can see in this painting called The Yellow Log, was made in 1911. From this period, Edvard began to become more successful as an artist. Now, we talk about the history as an artist. Every artist has their own techniques. So what techniques Edvard utilized? An organization of an art in Berlin city has a website called Munch and Berlin, stated that Munch utilized three techniques. The first technique called wood carving. It is an art of cutting cutting and carving out of wood. This technique used a very soft wood, then used a sharp tool like a knife to sculpt and draw on the wood. The second technique called etching. According to the Art Institute of Chicago, etching are made by putting a thin layer of wax on copper plate or metal, then draw and design with a thin needle. The last technique is called lithography. Lithography is drawing with a fatty Indian ink on the flat surface plate, as you can see in this picture. Okay, this is what the three techniques he utilized: the word carving and etching, lithography. Let me show you two of his masterpiece art. First one is called the Scream. It was made in 1893. It is made from oil paint on canvas. And as you can see in this painting, the color that he used in this painting were dark. That means he painted this one during the first period, the dark period, that show gloomy tone. This painting actually based on Munch's actual experience life when he was walking with two of his friends, seeing in the background the picture here. He said that the sun was sitting down and the color of the sky was turning into red, blood red. Munch sent an endless scream passing through the nature. He was depicting his own sadness and loneliness experience. That's why it's called expressionism art. Let's see another one, okay? This one called The Sun. It was made in 1909. As you can see, we noted the color here are more bright. That means it was made during the second period, the optimistic period. Actually, he painted this one after he returned from Paris to his hometown in Oslo. Mention stated that the brightness that coming from the sun, reflecting the pureness of life. That's why also it is an expressionism art. And yes, it's also made from oil paint on canvas. In sum, I talked about Edvard Munch's life as an artist, when and what his influences. In addition, I mentioned the three techniques he used, and finally I showed to you two of his masterpieces from the Scream and the Sun from different periods. Now, when we feel sad, lonely, pessimistic, we feel that we don't want to do anything or something, right? But Edvard exploded this feeling into something in art that made him a famous person. Hence, we have to make use of our negative feelings into something we are good at it. These were my sources. If you need any further information, thank you for listening. If you have any question, I will be happy to answer them.